It's the big game of the round, the big game of the weekend. A London derby we always look forward to. Arsenal versus Chelsea. This game has served us lots of rivalry in recent years, and this time around, it is said to be a very, very big clash once again. At least maybe for Chelsea fans, anyways. But Victor, without trying to beat around the bush, who are the favorites going into this game?
Okay, this is probably the easiest question you're asking me today. Surely Arsenal. At home, they have the wind in their sails after a solid win over Spurs. Chelsea drew with Burnley. I think even if I were a Chelsea fan, I could not give you a different answer here. However, having said that, I'm going to challenge you and say it's a huge game for you and your team as well for Arsenal because imagine losing this one.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. And over to you, Mark. After failing to beat Arsenal in the league since 2021, what can Chelsea do differently this time around if they want to get a win?
I mean, at first they definitely should not get a red card again because this is starting to piss me off because every time you expect a good game, you see Chelsea getting a red card in like 30th minute and the game is more or less done. So I'll say first of all that, and second of all, I kind of feel like they're doing decent in counter-attacking football, and probably they should give up the ball to Arsenal and try to catch them on the errors. This is probably the only things that can help Chelsea at the moment, but obviously Arsenal much better side, so you have to do something special to win them, especially on road.
Yeah, fair point. And back to you, Victor. Do you think the pressure of the title race will play into how Arsenal will approach this game?
I think that if it does, Arteta needs to go now. Don't even wait until you bottle the league. There is always the risk of Arteta overthinking this one, as he is wont to do at times. But if he tries to trust his players' instincts a little bit more and give them more agency, he might be pleasantly surprised at the results. This is a squad that could easily finish in the top four without a coach for a whole season. Try to let them loose a little bit more and don't be as overbearing as you can be at times.
Yeah, decent pick. And back to you, Max. How much of an impact will this game have on the title race?
I mean, I'd say that if Arsenal not winning this one, they're more or less down for the title race with the current state of things. And I mean, for the Chelsea, the game is also quite important because they're heavily integrated to the top four race, maybe top five, but still they have Liverpool and Man United to beat. So it kind of feels like this game is quite important for both title race and UCL race. So we gotta see a decent game, but maybe because of that, we'll see not a lot of goals because both teams will be scared to concede a goal and lose their momentum for the title race or UCL race. I just hope we see a funny game, but without a red card for Chelsea.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. And Victor, who are the key players or what are the tactical decisions that could decide this game?
Rice and Caicedo, I'm very much looking forward to that particular battle. It should be quite entertaining. And in attack, at least for Arsenal, I do not think Gyökeres scores here, but the Chelsea centre backs need to be very wary about being dragged out of position when marking him or when they're pressing him when he receives the ball with the back to goal. They need to be very wary to not follow him to the ends of the earth and also be wary of where you commit fouls on him because as we know Arsenal have some amazing free kick takers and Saka, Rice, they will be chomping at the bit to take advantage of a situation like that.
So, Max, your take on this one?
I would probably just add that we all knew Saka as one of the best wingers, and he wasn't that great this season, so I can't expect him to show up against the neighbors and show what he's capable of, because in big games we recently didn't see him doing great, so I would love to see him being at least at the level he was last season.
Yeah, fair point. And on the final note, Max, your bold prediction or your score predictions for this game?
The bold prediction, I don't see both teams scoring. And for
Hmm,
the score prediction, I'd say 1-0 Arsenal.
interesting. Victor, yours?
2-1 for Arsenal. As for a bold prediction, I know Max mentioned this, but maybe a red card in the game. It's not just Chelsea, okay? It's not just Chelsea. There's a huge amount of pressure on both of them. on Arsenal to continue winning and keep pushing for the title, on Chelsea for the Champions League spots. I can see a head loss here from either side, really.
Fair point. And my bold prediction here is that Gyökeres will score at least a goal, if not two, but at least a goal. Gyökeres is going to score at least a goal, and Arsenal will also score from a set piece in this game.
Of course they will.
My prediction for this game is Arsenal 3, Chelsea 1. 3-1 for Arsenal. 3-1 win for Arsenal. But anyways, that is our preview for the big game this weekend, Arsenal versus Chelsea. We're asking our viewers to join us in the conversation. What can Chelsea do differently to finally beat Arsenal? Should Arsenal, or will Arsenal be able to maintain their calm even in the title race? All of that and many more as Arsenal take on Chelsea at the Emirates, and we'll see you after the game week.